Adult learners like to have fun and they like to have actionable next steps. What are they going to do when they leave a speaking engagement, an event?
Let's jump right in. So when I think about effective communication, I think about four key components. I think about values, I think about inspiring others, I consider words that might be undermining in communication, and words that lead to a lack of clarity, as well as words that make a situation much more clear for the listeners. So I'm going to expose all of those things to you today and peel back the layers and give you some tools.
And there's so much to be said for how that reflects back to why we got into healthcare in the first place, why we show up every day to do the work that we do. And so the experience that we create for our employees, for our physicians, for our patients, or that your employees create for your physicians, for your patients, and so on and so forth, gets reflected back to them, and it ends up being an inherent reward.
I learn so much every day, every opportunity that I have, whether it's one-on-one coaching or my consulting or speaking engagements. I learned from individuals from companies like Chevron and Salesforce, Intuit, Google, Fidelity, and many organizations in hospitality and healthcare. What do you think of when I say win-win? This is different. For many leaders, there's some commonality. But for all of you in this room, I bet when we break out to do the group work, you'll find some differences. Some people might say, I desire a win-win with my employee engagement. I desire a win-win with my sense of productivity and juggling competing demands. So those are a few examples. When we do the breakout, you'll take a closer look to what's specific to you. There is no joy in being reactive. It thrills me to work with an individual leader, a group of leaders, hundreds of leaders in a speaking engagement, to help them get to a place of proactive leadership.
So we're going to have a little interaction. Let me get myself to the center of the stage and not fall off of it. Here we go. And I think you can take your, come off of full screen and do minimize the screen view so you can see me. All right, well, as mentioned, we're gonna have an opportunity to win a book. So you need to perk up, pay attention, and be the first one to raise your hand. Not yet, I haven't asked a question. I'm super excited to be here, and I wanna bring to life that resilience activity that I just shared. So when we walked through that resilience activity, we talked about identifying something you can't control and putting that through the filter of what you can control, and then teasing out of what you can control, the positive, what you're potentially learned, and then how you'll respond or react. So I'm wondering if somebody in the audience might raise their hand and offer an example. And you might not have worked all the way through it yourself, but I'm happy to do that with you. Here we go. I saw Linda.
And I find great value in leaders elevating their effort, like saying, wait a minute, is what am I doing today enough? And how can I do more and therefore recognize others quite naturally based on some key concepts? So here's what they are. And when you hear them, you're going to go, oh, I think we do that, but I challenge you to double guess yourself. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to help hundreds, if not thousands, of leaders thrive, to lead from a place of joy.